Hi everyone. Holy moly, it is a great day. I'm so sorry I'm so late. Right when I was about to push live, I got a phone call, and real estate happens 24/7 really, so I had to pick up that call. And then I get back on, so I think I press live, and what do you know, I didn't press live, and I went on for 5 minutes just now, and realizing that while I was refreshing my screen trying to get it up, you guys weren't there because I hadn't pressed actually the live button and started recording. So I'm starting over. What a day. It's so exciting. So welcome to Listen at Lunch, episode 39. I think we're at 39. Yeah. Today's, right? Yeah. Today's episode 30. Oh gosh, I don't even know. See, now I'm all flustered. Today is such an exciting day. It is such an exciting day. There's so much going on today. The first thing is this new August through December mini catalog goes live, and you get to order all the products out of here. It's beautiful. It's loaded, needless to say. And I don't know how Stampin' Up! Does it, because I think, another catalog. How are they going to top the last one? But they always do. They give us great samples. They give us great products, and they just wow me all the time. So kudos to Stampin' Up! Probably why I've been a demonstrator for 17 years, because they just keep improving and improving. Another thing that happens today is we get to redeem our $5 coupons that we earned last month, and that is very exciting. So you can apply it to some of these great products or some of the fabulous products that are in our annual catalog as well. And also, we have a new look to our online store. It's been updated, and I know the changes are fantastic. As with any change, there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve, and I appreciate your patience. Reach out to me with questions, but it's going to be great. There's a ease of checkout. The process is much easier, and there's wish lists. That is huge. I'm so excited for wish lists. So if you have any questions, let me know. I do know there may be, for those of you that have your information saved so that you just pop on my online store and you just click sign in and it automatically autofills. You may need to manually input your information, and it's possible you may need to reset your password, but once you do that, you should be good to go. Again, let me know if you have any questions. Okay, so looking through this, I'm Carrie Blake. This is another episode of Listen at Lunch. I'm glad you're here watching live, or if you're watching the replay, I appreciate you being here too. Looking through this catalog, I have found, I did a little card with the Plaid Tidings DSP on our last episode. I could sit and drool with you in this catalog like crazy, but know that this index is fabulous. You've got your accents and embellishments all on one page. You've got your designer series paper all on one page. You've got your stamp sets, your dies, your embossing folders, your punches, so that you can quick glance, so you don't have to look at every single page trying to find where you saw something that you really liked. There's also bundles that are here grouped together, so it makes it easy of finding the item numbers. But notice in the designer series paper, we have, not only do we have a couple stamp sets that have returned, I believe, and a couple of the embellishments here, the jingle bells, not a couple, just one, the jingle bells, the moose punch. Those things are returning items, and there are 2 designer series papers that were in our previous holiday catalog last year that have come back, and I'm excited to share with you one of them, Feels Like Frost, today in my live, because it is a gorgeous designer series paper, and when it was available last year in our holiday catalog, it sold out so fast that a lot of people couldn't get it. So I'm really happy that we're able to get it again and use it. These scenes are absolutely stunning. And as always, I get inspired by other demonstrators. And one in particular who's with me today, I see her commenting. She's with me today, Mary Nabe. I am totally casing her projects today that she made with these beautiful designer series papers. So these scenes are absolutely gorgeous. And then you turn them over and you have silver and white foiled pages as well. I mean, this paper, needless to say, I bought 2 right off the bat because I'm going to be using a lot of this paper. But Mary Nabe made some gorgeous cards using this designer series paper, and that's what I'm focusing on today. So thank you so much, Mary, for giving me permission to case your projects, and also for the beautiful inspiration that you provide to me all the time, because you're always posting gorgeous gorgeous cards, like almost on a daily basis. You're putting out a series of cards that they wow me. And so thank you so much, and thank you for permission to make a card copying your projects. So like I said, she used the Feels Like Frost designer series paper, and she also used this new stamp set called Life is Beautiful. It is $1 million stamp set. I don't know off the top of my head who designed this one, but it is noted in the catalog. Actually, let's look it up. Life is Beautiful is on page 51. And right here, you get information. Leanne Graff. Oh gosh, I know her. She designed this beautiful stamp set. So we're going to be using this. We're going to be using the words Life is Beautiful on this card we're going to make with this designer series paper. But when you see a scene, when you see designer series paper that has a scene to it, you don't want to cover it up too much. So Mary came up with a gorgeous way to highlight the scene and still send a beautiful card that has a beautiful sentiment on it. So here we go. I chose this paper right here. Gotta move stuff around so I have my notes for cutting. I chose this piece of paper. I have a thing for cottages, and this looks to me like it could be a cottage. So I'm gonna cut a portion of this paper so that we can highlight this pretty cottage here. And I'm gonna pull out my paper trimmer. And I'm not gonna show you what I'm making. I'm just gonna start going at it. All right, I'm going to turn my paper trimmer around. Let's see. Make sure that you can see how I'm cutting it. And I am cutting it, let's see, lengthwise 2 7/8. And this is the score blade. Now remember, when you're using your paper trimmer, you don't want to push down on your blade when you're cutting. You just want to pull it. So just pull it gently, and then it doesn't push down into the track and dull your blade. Okay, 2 7/8 by 4 1/4. Yeah, I'm gonna go this way. 4 1/4. Just pull. All right. Now I've got my cottage in here. I'm going to go back and I'm going to cut it at 1 1/2, which is actually going to cut this portion right here at 1 1/2. And then I'm going to take this remaining piece. I'm going to turn and go, let's see, I'm going to go 1 1/4. Then I'm going to pull this out, and it's like a little puzzle, a 3-piece puzzle. Then I'm going to move it again about 1/8 of an inch and just trim off another little section. Okay, we don't need that anymore. And then I've got my pieces here, my 3 pieces. Now I've cut a piece of Night of Navy. As you've heard me say lots of times, the beauty of our designer series papers, they list, Stampin' Up! Lists all the colors that it coordinates with. So, you know what, this is pretty dark. I'm sorry if it's, because it looks like on my page it's pretty dark. So I apologize for the quality of my, it's a really cloudy day here in Michigan. There we go. So the beauty of the designer series paper, as I was about to say, they list all the coordinating cardstock colors and ink colors that go with this. And so I chose the, it says Balmy Blue, Blushing Bride, Highland Heather, Night of Navy, Pretty Peacock, Purple Posy, Rococo Rose, Seaside Spray, Smoky Slate, and Whisper White. So I chose, with this piece of paper, I chose Night of Navy, and I also chose Seaside Spray and Smoky Slate. So my card base is going to be Smoky Slate, and then I'm adding a little accent with the Balmy Blue. Okay, so yeah, just to be sure I'm layering correctly. And with designer series paper, because I want a little wiggle room, I'm going to use the multi-purpose liquid glue. And I'm going to first put my pieces on this base so that I know exactly where they go, because I'm not real good at that. And the reason I'm using the multi-purpose liquid glue is it's going to give me a little wiggle room when I go to put these down. Hey, this looks pretty good. How come the other one didn't turn out that good? Okay, don't mind me. Okay, excellent. All right, so I'm going to turn one over. And I'm not going to get glue outside of my designer series paper. So I'm not using my craft mat. I'm being very brave. My silicone craft mat, which I love to do all my crafts on, so that I don't get my base all gunked up. All right, and here we go. Now I'm securing these. The multi-purpose liquid glue really works well with designer series paper. It doesn't give you the bubbles underneath, you know, when you're using it with the ridges. So I like that a lot. And again, it gives you the wiggle room. Hate to cover up this side, but the way Mary made her cards, you're really accenting up. Look at that, Carrie. Oh well, it'll dry clear and we'll get it off. It really shows off the paper seams, unless you're using the other side, which are patterned with the silver foil, which is absolutely gorgeous. Okay, see how I get to adjust that with the glue? Don't really get to do that with the adhesive or Stampin' Seal without lifting it up and redoing it. So there we go. I just cut it up into 3 little puzzle pieces, and now I'll come back and use my Stampin' Seal, which I absolutely love. Yep, maybe I should have had that craft mat. Wow, I'm just having a day. All right, so spinning it around. Okay. Now I'm mounting this Night of Navy with our pieces of Feels Like Frost Designer Series paper onto a piece of Seaside Spray. And then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to mat that on our card base, which is a hamburger fold using Smoky Slate cardstock. Okay, I've already folded it up and used my bone folder to crease it, and I'm just going to center this right on my card, and voila. I'm over a little bit here, and I should be over here. All right, so there we have it. That's gorgeous in itself. Just a pretty, it looks like a picture window, doesn't it? Kind of. All right, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna stamp our greeting. Well, actually, I'm not gonna stamp the greeting yet. I'm going to, with as shaky as I am and with what's going on, I'm going to use the Lovely Labels Pick-a-Punch die. And I've cut this 3 inches by 1 inch. And so it fits right into this groove here, the 1 inch groove. And I'm gonna be using this pretty cut out label and push it all the way in and punch it. And then I'm gonna turn around and do the same thing on the other side. And the reason I'm cutting first is that way, because I'm using a photopolymer stamp sentiment, it's going to be easier for me to center it. And because it's photopolymer, I've got out my Stampin' Pierce mat, which yes, is still available, although it's not listed in the catalog. It is still available. So this one's got a lot of piercing on it. We'll use this side, not that it makes any difference. All right, I pulled out the Life is Beautiful sentiment from the Life is Beautiful stamp set. And I've got my Night of Navy. And you know, I'm gonna practice. I'm going to turn this over. I'm gonna ink up my stamp. And I'm not sure that I want it that dark. So I may stamp off here. Let's see how that comes out. Maybe too light now. Yeah, well, that didn't work. See? This is why I stamp first. Oh, what a day. Okay. Now I've got it centered. Just gonna go with a full-on Night of Navy. Oh! What did I do wrong? Okay, well, guess what? I came prepared today. Wonder what I'm doing wrong. Probably because I'm not standing up. All right, we're gonna give it a try again. This has probably never happened to you, right? Happens to me all the time. Okay, I'm cutting out my ends first, because that's easier for me to banner it out before I stamp. All right, and I'm gonna stand up. And we'll just do it twice here. All right, Life is Beautiful. My name is Carrie. My name is Carrie. My name is Carrie. Laugh along with me, people. All right, that works really well. Want to see what it would look like? Nah, we're not even going to chance it. Okay, so there we have it. We have our greeting stamped on Whisper White. And we're going to use some dimensionals and pop this baby up. I love dimensionals. Should have a package, at least one package of each. Now I don't want to cover up this cottage part, so I'm going to just put this way up here because I don't want to cover up any of the scene really. And pop it down. And there we have a gorgeous, gorgeous card, which looks like you're looking through a window outside. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, there's some extra pieces in there. Excuse me. So this is one of the cards that Mary made and showed off, and I loved. And so I'm going to show you a couple more that I made, pretty much casing her completely. I used the same Designer Series paper, Feels Like Frost. And I also used the stamp Life is Beautiful. And I made this gorgeous one. using Soft Sea Foam, Purple Posy, Highland Heather, in the same format, just with, it's just pops of color and it's just so pretty. And then I took it up a notch and I used Blushing Bride and Rococo Rose, and I embossed this piece with that Tasteful Textures embossing folder. And I made a boo-boo on my label here, so I just cut it with my snips and came up with that one. So there's 3 gorgeous cards, and these are all pretty much exactly cased like Mary. And then I also said, well, what other scenes could I use? And so I went to my favorite little designer series paper, Whale of a Time, and I pulled out my Whale Done stamp set, and I came up with this one. My love for you is bigger than the ocean. And I used the Seabed embossing folder and the pretty colors that coordinate with that, which were Pool Party, Granny Apple Green, and Pretty Peacock. What a combo, right? So that's an idea for you. If you don't want to cover up a scene from your designer series paper, because you want to utilize the whole scene, this is a great way to do it. I thought it was genius, so I wanted to share that with you today. Okay, one more thing I want to tell you about is also today, as a demonstrator, we get to pre-order the cut and emboss machine, the large cut and emboss machine, and that is really, really exciting. I am going to place my order right after this. And if you like to get perks and a discount, then joining my Stampin' Up! Family is the way to go. So please reach out to me with questions about that, and we'll get you set up. You can be a happy shopper, and you'll have a blast on my team, because we have a mix of talented, beautiful people, and it's all about relationships, and man, my team has got them, that's for sure. And with other demonstrators all over the world too, we have them as well. Okay, isn't this designer series paper fabulous? You're going to want to order yours right away. So I'm so glad they brought it back. Go ahead to carryout.stampinup.net and place your order for this designer series paper, this beautiful stamp set, and much more in our August through December mini catalog. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you. Thank you, Mary, for your inspiration. I appreciate you big time. And I hope everyone has a fabulous day. Friday, I'm going to be coming to you live in Rhode Island. I'm very excited to go visit my daughter. So that's going to be a fun live. We'll see what kind of interruptions. My dogs were well behaved today. I'm so proud of them. All right, everyone have a great week. We'll talk to you soon. Stay well and be blessed.